Hi, it's James here from the Sprinkled Donut Forge in Moscow, Texas, and this is the first of a short series of videos on assembling some tongs from Ken's Custom Iron. I did not buy these tongs. These were purchased by a friend of mine, Big Jim, over at Big Jim's Forge, and he was kind enough to send me about 5 sets of these tong blanks that he wasn't needing, and so now I have them. These are slot jaw tongs, and they're great for holding a large variety of materials, from a small round stock to small square stock to blades, by the handle up on edge. So these are just an awesome tool to have in your shop. I've made some before from rail spikes, and they're a huge pain to get those slots in there. So I watched the videos provided on YouTube from Ken's Custom Iron on how to properly twist and assemble these tongs. It's very straightforward with this set. So I'm going to do the first thing and knock these edges off and kind of draw out these reins a little bit. I'm not trying for a lot of length, because I don't need a lot of length. It would be kind of wonky working with very long tongs in my cold forge and the small blacksmith's triangle between forge, vise, and anvil that I use. So I'm just going to make them more comfortable. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to draw out one of these reins, and I'm not going to put you through watching me draw it, both of them. And then we'll proceed to the next step. So here's what you got. Boy, that would be nice to have a CNC machine to where I could cut blanks and stuff out like that, but to each his own. I prefer to do blacksmithing. See you in a minute. Let's fix these. Reheat. Forge. Box jaw tongs ain't great for grabbing stuff off the floor. Keep what you need at hand. I do have a set of box jaws I'm going to be building from blanks. I'm just trying to planish out the imperfections. Be a little more comfortable in the hand. I'm not looking for a beautiful masterpiece, although I'm going to try to make it kind of pretty. I'm looking for a tool to make beautiful masterpieces with, so if that makes any sense. I don't think that's going to hurt my hand, so I'm going to clench it. That feels alright. A little grippy, but not sharp and square. I am not going to handle the other end, it's still hot. Alright, next step. Heat that up, twist it. It's going to be in the vise in this position, and I'm going to twist it counterclockwise 90 degrees. See you in a minute. Alright, now for the twist. Here's what we got. Correct that on the anvil. Well, I got a little bit of heat. Go for the next step. Okay, short heat. About a 45-degree angle. Soft corner of the anvil. Here's about what you got. That way that slot is open through. I'm going to do that to both sides. We'll see you in a minute. Alright, I'll take my little handy template that I made with a compass and center it on the boss, because the bosses on these tongs seem to be pretty much circular. I'm going to take my little coil spring center punch and make a mark for the drilling. Perfect. There's our mark. I'm going to do this to both pieces. We'll go to the drill, press, and drill the holes. See you in a minute. Alright, let's drill it out. We got it centered. Little oil. Drill the 5/16 hole for a 5/16 rivet. Do that to both. See you in a minute. Alright, here's our twisted and formed blanks with our holes drilled. They're identical from one direction. We'll flip one over. Let's set the rivet in there. They're cold. I'm just putting the rivet in. Let's just beld the end of that rivet a little bit to keep it from slipping out. Alright, it's already looking pretty cool, so let's heat it up with the unheaded side of the rivet down towards the heat. See you in a minute. Okay, I'm going to drop my makeshift rivet header in. This is nothing but a flattened out bolt with a ball peen impression. Put in the end. Set that down in the hardy hole. Put the head of our rivet in it and drive this down. Before it's all the way down, turn it over and use the ball peen end. Work around the edges of your rivet head to spread the material out. We'll turn it over. Alright, now that the rivet's set, we're going to relieve the set. While it's still hot, you work that back and forth a good bit. That way your tongs aren't stuck, because if you rivet two pieces of steel together, you'll find that they stick pretty well and they don't move very well. So if you're wanting something that moves, you're going to want to do this and relieve the set on that rivet. Now, mentioned was some 1/4 inch stock to use to set the jaw width. I don't have any readily available, except I've got more tong blanks, so I'm going to use them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull another heat on this head, and I'm going to set this down and kind of get it to where it sits on this tong blank stock, and that'll be good enough. And I'm going to put it over the edge of the anvil to do that. I could probably do it now, but I want to give it a little bit of heat to help things along. So we're coming along on this. We'll see you in a minute. Alright, let's lock this in here. I'm going to try to leave the handles far enough apart to be useful, where you still have a grip. Make sure they're all straight. That works for me. Set pretty good. I'm going to quench this off. Alright, soft heat on this. Good enough for forging. In the video that I watched, it said this could hold 1/4 inch, so I wanted to. Don't get your fingers in between that. Let's see if it'll hold 1/4 inch rod. Yes, it will. Okay, so it'll hold 1/4 inch rod like they said it would. Let's quench that off and see if I can use it for the intended purposes of having slot jaw tongs in my shop. Get her all quenched off where I can handle it. You can also lock the jaws in the vise and spread the handles at a good heat if you need a little more grippiness, so that's something to keep in mind. Here's a blade blank, piece of cable Damascus. Yeah, you can lock that blade in on the vertical and work on it, and it's pretty darn solid, so I'm happy with that. So I deem this a success. Here's what we got. We got our slot jaw tongs. Can hold a great variety of materials. If you need to adapt them and move the jaws in or out, you can. If you need to put a different shape or lengthen the handles, you can. I think these are a pretty good investment if you don't want to try and make these blanks yourself. So that's all I got for this evening, and I'm happy with my new tongs. Thanks Jim from Big Jim's Forge, and we're going to get on with the next set of tongs, the blanks that I have been sent by him, and see what we can do with them. But so far I deem this 100% a success. That's all I got for this evening. Till next time, bye.